All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show over here on the Strickland YouTube channel and the Strickland Podcast Network. I'm your host, Samuel, at FBL Sam on Twitter. I got with me my co-host for today, London's Theory, a.k.a. Tyrese, and Jeff, a.k.a. Frank Barrett 119. Knicks win, final game of the season, 105-94 on the backs of a 42-10 performance from Obi Toppin and a 34-point triple-double from Emmanuel Quickly. I mean, talk about the young guys showing out. I mean, from start to finish, this was a very entertaining, very entertaining game.
High
It was a
pace.
very hopeful game for like the future of the team with the young pieces that we have and what they've been able to showcase. And yeah, we made it. We made it through this 82 game season.
We're free. We're free.
It started off as a very hopeful season, and then it quickly turned sour and disappointing, and we'll talk about all those reasons why it became such a season and why there's reason to still even have some little bits of hope heading into next season, despite all that we've heard about what's going on into next season. We'll talk about the Leon Rose interview. We'll talk about all that good stuff. So, guys, how we feel about this final game of the season?
Quickly and Obi gonna look real nice on somebody's basketball team, whether it be the Knicks or some team that's salty near a lake in a city somewhere. All I'm saying is don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Look, these playoffs about to happen. Utah about to get knocked out. They might go kablooey, and I'm just saying.
You're gonna be pissed when he ends up on some obscure team that no one even thought was gonna be a possibility.
If he could get traded to NOLA, I'm gonna be punching demons. Like Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. That's who y'all got. But yeah, like you can't feel nothing but encouraged from those guys, especially like Obi and Quickly, man. Like Walt Perrin is asking for raises as we speak. Like the fact that you drafted a triple double threat at 25 is insanity. Like he's had 2 triple doubles in a week. Was it a week? I think it was a week, right? Because he had the first triple double
about a week span. Yeah,
the first triple double against the Magic, and that was last week's Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, so about a week. Yeah.
So 2 triple doubles in a week. You have Obi balling his ass off since Julius went down for the season. Like no game under 19 points, shooting like mad. Like this is what the Obi Toppin that we expected to see coming out of Dayton. And it's even better than that because the shot is way better than we thought it was going to be. And he's just like an insanely elite finisher. Like scoring is effortless to Obi. Like the defensive problems were like he might not be able to play defense, but he feels like a supercharged John Collins, which is like that's a very, very potent player. That's like a damn near 20 PPG scorer who's like hyper efficient as well. They found really good talent in the draft in 2020. 2021 was just like I want to say just as talented, but like very promising as well. And there's one thing this front office knows how to do is evaluate talent from the draft. So you feel confident whatever they draft.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say, I'm already seeing it regarding Quickly and Toppin. If you were someone who all season long defended Tibbs and defended his rotations when there were other people saying that Quickly should play more, that Quickly can play point guard, that Obi can play with Randall, that Obi deserves more than 15 minutes, if you were someone who said, no, shut up, Tibbs knows best, they'd play more if they deserved it. He has more information than you. You don't get to now say, oh, well, they must have gotten better. You need to quietly go away. Like, you were wrong. Take the L and shut the hell up. That's what you get. No, seriously, like, I'm already seeing it. I'm already seeing people being like, oh, well, they're second-year players, so obviously they're going to get better. Yeah, they got better. But Quickly's been the team leader in net rating since the first month of the season. Like, did he struggle shooting? Yes. But anyone with eyes, anyone who, according to Thibodeau's rules, you have to do to understand the game, anyone who watched the game multiple times saw the impact that Quickly had on the team, even when his shot wasn't falling. He wasn't that efficient tonight. I know he scored 34, but he was like 11 for 24. It's not like he was just like had a super efficient night, but he had his hands all over the game for the 82nd straight game. I'm not saying he didn't have any bad games, but you don't get to try and spin it to a way where you weren't wrong. You were wrong. This team was a mediocre team that had tons of young talent, and for some reason, our most played lineup still involves Kemba Walker, who was benched 40 games ago. That's our most played lineup of the season, was the starting lineup that we started the season with. That's insane. And our second most played lineup is the starting lineup with Burks in it. So our two most played lineups, by far, they combine for like 1,000 minutes, have Burks, they have Randall, they have Fournier. When we have 8 guys in the last 3 drafts who all are promising and were all underutilized this year, you don't get to claim anything but a loss if you supported Thibodeau and his rotations this year. It was a disaster. It's been a disaster, and I just don't get it, and it's infuriating. And yeah, sorry.
Also, how the fuck can you bring him back? How the fuck can you bring him back? Like, look at the way that he coached this team. This team is 37-45, and they should realistically be in the play-in. They should at least be in the play-in. There's no way this is a bottom 5 team in the East. Like, there's no way. Like, 37-45 for your bench unit guys can drop triple doubles and score 42 points in a game. I think that's the 6th player on the team that scored 40 points. Let me just count it out real quick. RJ, Randall, Fournier, Kemba, Obi. Okay, so 5. But come on, man. This team should be in the play-in right now. The season should not be over. We should not be having a wrap-up pod on the season. If they lose in the play-in, sure, but should we not be as good as say the Hornets or the Hawks right now?
Easily.
We should be as good as those teams.
We have way more young talent than those teams that actually can play on a roster, that can play in a rotation.
We should not be 6 games behind the Hawks and the Hornets. That should just not have happened. I just Tom Thibodeau is going to get another shot at this roster. He fucking should not. And if he does not drastically change this offseason, and I have no reason to believe he should, then they're just going to punt the first 30 games of the season, especially if the roster changes that are sweeping aren't made.
And the crazy thing is, regarding the point you just made, Tyrese, they actually are going to end the season with a better point differential than the Bulls. Now, I'm not I know Pythag wins aren't perfect. And so a lot of people will look at the Knicks point differential and the Bulls point differential and say, oh, well, the Knicks actually could have been better. And maybe they just got unluckier. But no, screw that. We watched this team all year. They weren't unlucky at the end of the games. It's not surprising at all that the Bulls ran better in close games than the Knicks, because they had one of the best fourth quarter scorers in the whole league, and the Knicks had nothing in the fourth quarter, and they crumbled in every fourth quarter ever. So, yeah, were the Knicks as good as the middle tier teams? We've been saying it all season long. They're underperforming their talent. But them underperforming their point differential is directly correlated to Tibbs and his rotations and his schemes at the end of the games. And, yeah, so I'm completely in agreement with you.
I mean, yeah. It's just been, wow, what a season. I mean we can talk about this game a little bit, I guess. With Obi, you kind of knew he was going to get 40 at halftime, which was pretty encouraging, because he came out strong first quarter, I think it was 12 points in the first quarter it was. And then second quarter, he ended off the second quarter really strong with back-to-back threes, I believe it was. And then the second half, he just he started off the second half pretty slow as well. And then the fourth quarter is where he really started to really pick things up, and that, especially that last couple minutes stretch where they were just basically stat padding, which I totally respect in this instant, because it's last game of the season, we'll get that career high. We really haven't had an end of season game like this in forever. I think one of the last end of season games that we had that was similar to this was I don't even know, man, because
maybe maybe like Frank's rookie year. Like
we're playing like a couple games before Frank like 20 and 10, and people were like, "Yo, he did it! 20 points in a game!" Like this is that times 10. Also on the tips point, I remember Vivek had a thread yesterday, and it basically went the 2016-17 Wolves with tips coach blew 22 double-digit leads, and 17-18 team did like around the same number, and like same shit happened with the Bulls. So like Thibodeau's teams blow leads because he slows the game down, and people make mistakes when he slows the game down, and teams get to come back. And instead of like just keeping the tempo up and putting the pressure on them, he slows the game down and plays prevent defense, and it hurts them more than it helps them. And he hasn't learned from that.
And what's the main difference that we've seen in this team since like most of the guys went down and they've been playing the younger guys? The pace has been astronomically faster. Like you just see like IQ just jetting up the court. You see Obi. This is why Obi has been able to thrive so much. I'm not saying that Obi just necessarily needs speed all the time to thrive, but he's generally like benefited the most probably from this fast pace play. Like he's just able to catch it and go. And like that's probably based on like him being able to just make decisions so quickly, but like it just helps when the game is faster like that, because then when the game is slowed down, like you said, these guys make more mistakes. But like, man, it really brings me back to the that Kings that year Dave Yeager was in charge, and how like they played fast, and then the next year they fired Dave Yeager, and then they went back to like a slower pace, and they weren't that successful. It's like you're seeing like the Knicks, they could be what they could be if they played at that fast pace all year, compared to them playing at a slower pace, which we've seen them do for majority of the year, which hasn't really worked, which is hilarious. Not really hilarious, but you get what I'm saying.
It's hilarious in hindsight because the season is over. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm laughing my ass off.
But even tonight, with 5 minutes left, we were talking about before we got on the air. What is it? Quickly's trying to race the ball up the court, and he yells at him to give the ball to Alec Burks. Quickly, like, who has a 30-point triple-double going with 12 assists, and he can't help himself from being like, nah, I can only trust one guy in this situation. It's Alec freaking Burks. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like Terry says, like, and like I say all the time, you can't bring him back. You just can't. Like, he cannot help himself at all. He can't help himself. And like Terry said last time me and him were on together, is if you have to take away certain players from a coach to make him competent, and
an average coach, maybe.
Yeah, just to make him competent, that's an issue, and the guy probably shouldn't be coaching. And like I've said before, when a guy shows you who, like when someone shows you who they are, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. They are not lying. And Tibbs' teams have told us who he is year after year after year after year after year. And no one's listening.
Like, I don't get, like, what coach in the history of the NBA have you had to, like, handhold and babysit to this extent to get a modicum of decent performance? It never happens because good coaches don't need to be handheld. Good coaches don't need to have, like, people installed in their staff. Otherwise, then, like, they won't be able to, like, function properly. Like, good coaches aren't inherently dysfunctional and, like, need to be poked and prodded to be told to play the right players. And, like, it needs to take, like, half the roster getting injured in order for those players to be, like, played in optimal spots. I don't understand anybody who wants to bring Tibbs back. I don't understand the logic. I don't understand the reasoning. I don't understand, like, why you would want that in the first place. Like, continuity. Oh, we need to, like, make sure we're not dysfunctional. We're dysfunctional with Tibbs. I think without them, we have a better chance of being functional. And the fact that we're dysfunctional with Tibbs after being functional last year, it just shows you, like, how much Julius carried that season. Because Julius went like this, and the coaching and the floor of the team went like that. So it really was just a lot of it was just like Julius, fucking give the ball to Julius, and Julius played well that season. Credit to him, but like that isn't this year's Julius. This year isn't last year's Obi, and now the front office has to go into an offseason where basically they have like little information on their players and how their players work well with the best players. And now you're looking at a situation where you probably have to trade people. And now you don't have all the prerequisite information to trade people because you spent half this, like, not even half the season, the whole season dicking around.
I do think there is some merit to I agree with everything you just said, by the way, because I think he coached the exact same this season as last year. The difference was just Julius made shots from 15 to 25 feet and just cared more. So like if the difference between our wins last year and this year are literally just a player's performance, your coaching is basically replaceable. But I do want to say one thing. I think Tibbs's style and strategies had more merit last season because he was coming into a completely broken situation and trying to just build a foundation. So like I could forgive, some things that were clearly wrong, like his Peyton usage or, I mean, it's mainly the elf thing, but there was other stuff. He was just as rigid with his rotations last year and his roles. But he was trying to build a foundation. Okay, you built the foundation. Now you have guys in second year. You have to branch out, and he didn't branch out. So I agree with your point that the difference between this year and last year wasn't Tibbs coaching worse. It was Julius playing worse, which means Tibbs actually coached pretty similarly the last 2 years. I just think it actually had more merit last season in his first season.
Yeah.
Let's get to some comments. We got a lot of comments rolling in. Shout out to everyone pulling up to the last ever post game. R&R says we made it. Yes, we did.
We're free.
We did made it.
We are free.
We'll probably pop in and do a couple of these during the off season, just in case some heavy news comes up, whether that be free agency or drafting wise, et cetera, et cetera. But
Donovan Mitchell has been traded to the New York Knicks in exchange for
you're gonna be very, very disappointed this offseason.
Unnamed player X, unnamed player Y.
I'm telling you.
Do you really think it would take both quickly and Toppin?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it probably would be quickly. I think they would try to fight like hell to keep IQ. I think it would probably be like. I don't see who else trades. Like, I really cannot see a situation.
Utah loves white guys.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, the league has no picks. That's the really big thing. Like, the league has no picks.
I would say that's the one thing that we do have over teams. But like, what if Utah's like, we don't want picks. We just like want to do like a soft reset, and they take
that makes like
Tyler
the problem
and Duncan Robinson.
The problem is like Utah wants to. They want to duck. They want to duck the tax, and B, they want to get picks back because like. They need picks. They don't have picks to trade until like 2026, and they don't have picks. Period. They don't have picks this year.
I'm just saying, I've seen crazier things happen in this league, so I wouldn't like for a team to take a lesser offer. We've seen the Houston Rockets. They took a lesser offer from the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, but the problem, like the thing is, like
I know that's the whole.
I can't even say that's a problem because like the Brooklyn Nets gave up like 8 years of control of picks. They gave up They gave up 4 picks, and then they gave up 4 pick swaps, and then they also gave up. They also wanted to take that season.
Exactly. I'm not saying every situation is the same. I'm just saying we've seen crazier things happen in the league, so I wouldn't put past anybody for anyone to acquire Donovan Mitchell. Like you said before stream, next thing you know, Nola comes in and sweeps up Donovan Mitchell.
But like I can't see that happening because they just got CJ McCollum.
This league.
They just got CJ McCollum. They're probably like, all right, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Zion, they didn't play, and we could probably cook with that team next year. I just feel like, yeah, of course, anything can happen. Everything's possible, but like, especially if Donovan has some say in where he goes, which I think he probably will. I definitely think that like the Knicks are probably in the running for a lot of these guys, just because like where else he's going to go? Like again, you look at the league, you look at around the league. Sixers have no picks, Nets have no picks. Boston is like a really high tier team, so like I don't see them really making any trades. We can just go through the list again. Miami has no picks. Like Milwaukee has no picks, and they're already a championship team, so why do they care? Toronto might be a wild card, but even then, like they have 2 all-stars, a really good rookie. Like I don't see them really like wanting to trade anything. They're 5th in the East, and like a lot of their team was like hit with COVID and injury. Again, Chicago has no picks. Cleveland is Cleveland. Charlotte has like their pick tied up for protections for the foreseeable future, and at this point, like MJ's looking salary dump because of Westbrook shit. Like we heard about the Westbrook shit. That is the salary dump. They're trying to like shed money for Miles Bridges and PJ Washington.
So aren't you making an argument for the Knicks kind of having more leverage than they should in this deal? And
I do, but I think so.
Yeah,
but
then
at
they
the
don't
same
have to
time,
give up that much.
but at the like, I don't know. I think it'll cost Obi and maybe one of Grimes or IQ and maybe like 2 picks. Like you want the package to be fair, but at the same time, you like
Well,
it'll
if you're
probably
the
be a
Knicks, you
lot
don't want
less.
the package to be fair.
I'm talking if you're Utah, right? Like you want the package to be
yeah.
like, all right,
But
like, I'm getting something back from my All-Star, right?
Utah's basically being held at gunpoint with one arm being cut off at this point, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like,
I just feel like Obi plus a bunch of picks plus Fournier for salary would, in theory, get it done in a world where Mitchell asks out. But maybe that's really stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. But like again, this offseason is going to be a roller coaster because they have so many ways you can take this team, and a lot of players are vying for minutes, and they have a chance to like actually get them.
And this isn't me saying I want to trade Obi, by the way. I have no interest in that.
of course.
I don't think
anybody
down
wants to at this point.
Yeah.
Let's get to some more comments. Ozzy Mozzie says Obi's already better shooter than Steph Curry. I mean, the way Steph's been shooting this year, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Steph's been shooting like me this year.
Obi Toppin's started shooting like 43% from 3 on like 4 attempts or 5 attempts per game.
And like these last couple games, man, 10 and like 14 attempts.
His stock is like sky fucking high right now. Like that's the kind of season, yeah.
And what I was saying to Jeff last stream is like, yo, he is taking these shits with confidence, man. Like he is like taking them like, bro. He looks like he thinks every one of them is going in.
Bro, David Z on success, man. I'm so disgusted.
No,
I'm
man.
sickened.
He's high off.
I saw the tweet from his trainer the other day, where it went. I said it was like in response to some tweet about Obi's form being much improved. Like if you look at his legs on his shot, he clearly kicks them out more. And his trainer was basically like, he's putting up thousands of threes every day. So like, it's nice to see the hard work pay off.
Yeah,
good, solid.
Yeah, Zach Porknoy says, "What's good, fellas? The vision is obvious. Trim the roster of a lot of the vets, and ideally both of Thibs and Randall, and fully embrace the youth movement." I mean,
what the hell are you gonna do? What is this team gonna do when more picks? What the hell is this team gonna do with more picks? They have 3 picks in the next 2. Like they have 2 picks next year. What are they gonna do with more picks?
I feel like, man,
like that. This is what we're at.
I just thought of something, and I don't want to say it, but like,
I mean, last part of the season, you might as well say it, bro.
All right, so like, if they really, really want to get off Randall, and his value is really as low as they say it is, and you don't want to keep all the picks like you say,
why do that?
Just put 2 and 2 together from there.
Why would you salary dump him? That makes no sense. He's not a salary dump at this point. He's definitely not a salary dump.
I know he's not, but if you really do want to move on from him, and you really want to embrace,
you might as well just turn it, like just put that into positive value. Then you might as well just like go, all right, whatever picks we need to give up plus whatever picks we need to get off Randall. I don't think it's gonna be that much. Like maybe 1 pick. I don't think it's gonna be that much.
Just like 1 pick.
So like okay, instead of like 3 picks instead of 2, that's fine. Like I'm cool with that. If you want to do that, fine. But like I wouldn't treat him as a salary dump. Like I need value. I need value, or I need like somebody coming back who's better who can like justify that cost for me. But yeah, I'm not there.
If they fully do want to like consider that, that could be an option. How do you feel about that, Jeff?
I think that they need to get something back. It's really hard. It's really hard to just take a guy who was all NBA 2 seasons ago and just be like, go away. You know, like I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't think we're there yet. I think he's got to do this for longer before we're basically punting him away.
Not to mention,
he's done it 2 out of the. I mean, he hasn't looked that great 2 out of the 3 seasons he's been here.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, like I've always said, like there's a middle ground with him, and I feel like he can actually do. I feel like there's a middle ground with him that you could reach, and if Obi's gonna shoot like this, just play them together a lot more. Like you could have a rotation where like you have like Mitch plays like 27 minutes, Obi getting a decent amount of small ball time with Randall, and like Sims coming in for like 5 to 10 minutes a game. That can work, and it should be able to work. But like Tibbs is being a dumbass. But again, we're at a situation where it's like, where does Cam play? Where does somebody like Deuce play? Like, is Deuce gonna play? Is Sims gonna play? The pick is definitely not playing because like they can't fix this rotation right now.
That's what I'm saying. If they really want to do that route, then.
But even then, like you still have to dump like Rose and Fournier and Burks, and
Yeah.
it just feels like a waste of money at that point. Because now it's like you need salaries to make trades happen in the NBA.
Very true.
So like,
I literally said that last stream, Tyrese. I don't know if you watched, but I literally said what you said about Mitch, Obi, and Randall. That the rotation should be Mitch and Randall start. Mitch comes out at the 5-minute mark. Obi comes in for Mitch. Randall and Obi finish the quarter together, and then Sims comes in for Randall to start the second. And basically, it's the exact same rotation that Tibbs started the year with, except flipping Noel coming in for Mitch and Obi coming in for Randall at the end of the quarter. And this gives Obi more minutes, and it lets Randall play with Obi and play in more space for 10 plus minutes a night.
like it's so simple. It is so simple. It's literally math, and it's just like, okay, if Randall can't shoot, great, it's 4 out, 1 in. If Obi can't shoot, great, it's 4 out, 1 in. They both can shoot. You have 5 out with like a bunch of switch defenders who are lengthy and have like size and can like put their hands in active passing lanes. It just feels so easy to do. And Tibbs is so hell bent on getting rim protection in the lineup, which Obi can give you.
Yeah,
So
I said to Sam last stream, he is second on the team in opponent's field goal percentage at the rim. He has a better opponent's field goal percentage at the rim this year than Taj and Noel. So he's already providing more. I mean, I don't actually think he's a better rim protector than Noel, but he's close enough that like he makes up the huge difference on the other side of the ball. Why? This is the most insane thing to me. The whole season, anytime you pitched like a new idea, somebody would be like, oh, well, it's not going to work because of X. Like, it has some flaw. Like, the status quo is this flawless thing. Nerlens Noel, like why hasn't anyone been like, oh, Nerlens Noel isn't going to work because he can't catch the fucking ball? Like, why hasn't somebody said that? You know, like, why is Obi at the 5 have to be this perfect solution for them to try it for 2 minutes a game?
yeah, like I have my doubts about it, but at the same time, I will still like try it. You at least want to like find out if it works. Even if you have your doubts about it, you might as well try it. Like you're going nowhere. You might as well try it. What do you have to lose at this point? You're bleeding games out anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
But yeah, like that can work. I think everybody in the lineup probably gets like, let's say Obi's closer to like 23 minutes a game. Julius is getting like 32. Mitch is getting 27, and Sims is probably getting like 12 or 13, and like that's fine. Yep. You don't need Sims playing a ton of minutes. Like he's a backup big, that's fine. And you have like he's basically like third on the depth chart, but like at the same time he's still like good enough to like do stuff in those 13 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like when Zach says trim the roster of some vets, first 2 vets that come to mind, or first 3 vets that come to mind are like Kemba,
Noel, Burks,
and one of Burks or Fournier. I probably would keep Burks because I feel like Burks meshes more with the bench way better than a Fournier would, I think, in my opinion.
Problem is, like, Fournier's your big money for a big deal.
Yeah, that's the thing, which, like, I'm still not convinced that Fournier really would help bring in that big deal. Honestly.
No, but, like, his salary is basically...
His salary does, but, like, I'm not sure if, like, another team really wants to take that.
Like, he's salary filler. He's a good shooter, and he's salary filler. Like, at that point, you're basically just going, all right, dude, like, this is to make money work. He's not a bad contract by any means.
But the other problem with that is if you keep Burks and Tibbs is still the coach, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's
the other issue.
Which is why Tibbs needs to go.
But if Tibbs is staying, Burks has to go, and that sucks because Burks is a really
good player. Like, when Burks is on the bench, Burks is like 59 true shooting, 11 points per game, which is really good. Like, he's a very good shooter, can get to the rim a ton, can do like he can play point in a pinch, but like you don't want him being your full-time point guard. Like, he does a lot of good things at a really good level, and it feels like he's a very good 7th man, 8th man. But we have him playing like a fucking point guard.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Jordan Bub says the Obi's play has made the front office job a lot more difficult. Yeah. Him
like,
and IQ both.
If he plays well, all right. The fact that he went crazy? Yeah. Even if it's taking games, like he went crazy. Like if he just was, all right, 20, 20, 20, 20. All right, cool. Good job.
Like 30 and then 42.
Yeah, he went for career highs back to back, 34 and then 42. What, 3 is raining out the dome. He's taking step back, floaters, jumpers, and you're just like, all right, well.
Sun showed the full bag these last 2 games. He was like,
the Duffy was deep. He was in the Birkin. The fucking Jimmy Choo was going crazy.
He was like, I'm about to show y'all everything I got in store. Like
the Jansport was dumb.
Son had both North Faces on.
For real. Like he like came on the fucking press conference with the puffer and the puffer. Like it was.
What
oh my god! I do not want to be in the front office this offseason. I really don't.
Yeah.
And like whatever they do, people gonna be mad. Whatever they do, people are gonna be mad.
Which comes to this one: front office needs to make the correct moves, which is a lot to ask for.
There is no correct move.
There are correct moves in hindsight. Well, there's correct moves in actuality, but there's also correct moves in hindsight too.
But the problem is, like, there's also going to be like, if you get Donovan Mitchell, oh no, you got a perennial all-star. If you decide, all right, we go with the youth movement, OB and IQ, oh no, you got guys who are like really decent level players who could like actually be really solid starters. There's no way they can't really fuck it up. It just depends on like public perception. If it's like, oh no, we traded OB for Donovan Mitchell or X player. Shit, why would you do that? But at the same time, we got Donovan Mitchell. So like he's our best player and he's under contract for 3+ years. And he's a New York kid. And like he fills the hole that we needed for like a number one scorer. Now debate his fourth quarter heroics all you want to. But like he kind of fits the gap of like somebody who could like play with pace and could like get to the rim. Like he feels somebody who could like really put people into roles. But at the same time, it's like, oh no, we give up Obi, and if you trade Rando, oh great, we traded Rando and not Obi and IQ. We're getting money and stuff like that. Like, you can't go wrong, but at the same time, people are still gonna be pissed either way. So like, if you're Leon Rose, you feel like, all right, well,
those are the lunatics that we argue with on Twitter for a majority of the days. That we don't really take stock into their thoughts because
Evan Fournier is playing Eurobasket, by the way. So Evan Fournier is gonna play with the French national team this offseason. So we get that trade value off the legal. Stupid. Let's get it.
That is peak Evan Fournier trade value is about to happen.
Either that or we get another, he's exhausted to start the season next year excuse again, which was the excuse this
year. He wasn't really exhausted because like, he came out scoring 33.
And then when he tailed off, everyone was like, "Oh no, he played the Olympics. You know, his legs is not."
Yeah, and then he was good after like
He's been so
he was good. He was good in 2022. Like he was solid enough in 2022 to the point where like, all right, fine. But like those kind of 2 months where he just tapered off really sucked.
I appreciate him stinking it up to allow IQ and Obi to shine though. If that's what his plan was.
He was passing though. He was passing. We're gonna let him rock. Also, they had 32 assists on 40 made shots.
Yeah,
32 assists on 40 made shots.
All moves when
beautiful basketball.
75% of their shots were assisted. Come on, dude.
Tyrese, would you agree? Would you agree that if they literally did nothing, that would be a failure? Like you agree that that's bad, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like, okay, you added a lotto pick, you did nothing.
You were just saying they can't lose, and I feel like no consolidation at all would be a loss.
Okay, I think that's like no consolidation is basically like, so you did nothing, you solved all the problems of your roster, you added another lotto pick, and now you got to pay people. Like now, like young players are nice until you have to fucking pay them, and now you got to start paying dudes. And you did nothing to solve the problem when you know dudes are owed money and they want to make money. Now you're just like, you did fail in the front office and everybody's going to go. But like, if they make a move, I feel like the move that they make should be positive either way. Because they're either going to go towards like a star or like embracing the youth.
Let's get to some more comments. I think this kind of goes into what we're saying too.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say, I don't know how you go into next year with another top draft pick needing minutes. To be honest, at some point, you got to make a move. You can't run a roster full of kids needing 12 to 15 minutes a night. Yeah.
Bingo. Like, look at what the Magic are going right now with like Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, and Jalen Suggs.
But I will say with them, their coach is a little more flexible in allowing them to stagger their guys, so that way they're able to see what they have with different lineups, which is something that we have no idea of. Like we don't even know what lineups of like this is one of my favorite hypothetical lineups I put together in my mind. IQ, RJ, Cam, Grimes with like Obi at the 5 for like maybe just 2 minutes stretch of just that. Imagine that type of lineup. We never get to see that type of lineup versatility with how much versatile players that we have on this roster. And that's what sucks is that like, okay, we're going to consolidate, but like, it sucks that we couldn't even find out what we have in certain guys in certain lineups before we get to consolidate. And like, that's why I I hate John Morant for his social media antics, but I love what Memphis is doing because like Memphis is able to see what they have with all their young guys that they've drafted because they've tried them out in so many different situations and lineups.
Bro, Sandy Aldima, where the hell his name was.
Santi Aldima?
Whatever, bro. I knew him in the draft. I did not know how to pronounce his name the entire cycle. So I never said his name. But like they threw him out with like some kind of fucking minutes and he was hooping.
Bro, put on a masterclass against the Phoenix Suns.
Bro, like we never got that. Like, what was the closest we got to fucking minutes with like Grimes starting against Milwaukee?
Man.
Yeah, basically.
Like we never like Ferran Hunt
versus Utah. I mean,
Ferran Hunt. Like our bench this game was Ferran Hunt, Taj Gibson, and Ryan Arcidiacono, and Ferran Hunt played 6 minutes.
Dibs is like cannot see anything that we have in this guy at all. Can't even see if he's a viable two-way guy for next year to continue.
Like at that point, you just gotta go, all right, man. Like it's Todd. Like I get Taj Gibson was like cool, brick glass in case of emergency. That's fine. But like Ferran Hunt got 6 minutes. Why does Ferran Hunt get 6 minutes in a throwaway game and Alex Brooks is getting 40?
Dude's a
he dropped 10 points. Sorry,
Sam. That lineup that you pitched, just the trio of Grimes, Barrett, and Cam. If you had to guess, how many minutes do you think the three of them shared the court this season?
Oh man,
8.
That is hilarious. That would probably be like less than 10, maybe.
0. The three of them shared the court 0 minutes this season. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Because I was thinking when you said the lineup, I was like, okay, we could even play it to Tibbs and be like, what if it was just quickly Grimes, RJ, Cam, and Mitch? Like then he'd have his rim protection, but it would be a 4-out. Like that would still be cool, right? But he didn't even try that. He didn't. Oh my god,
insane! I gave him the benefit of the doubt that maybe it accidentally came onto the court for like a 2-minute stretch.
Like he fucking rolled dice and was like, "Yeah, try it."
Yeah, by accident he accidentally put out that lineup, but no, that didn't even happen. This is insane.
No, fuck it. He was like fucking dice was like, he's not watching. Get in, get in. Like, oh my god,
That's crazy. Like, bro, we have no idea what our versatile wings can do with our quick point guard and our three best vertical threats, basically, in Obi, Mitch, and Sims. We have no idea what a lineup of those three guys with all of our wing defenders and shooters all around them. We have no idea what that looks like and how much fun or how much like defensively and offensively, how well that could work together. We have no idea.
Tom Thibodeau is going
that's just
to
one
the break.
lineup you said. Yeah.
Hell's not big enough for Tom Thibodeau, man. He needs something deeper. What's deeper than hell? Like Damnation, Tartarus, some shit.
Whatever
this shit.
He needs it, man. Like it's malpractice. Having all this young versatile talent and not being able to see what they can do with each other at all.
And again, it's gonna have long-term effects because like I said this last year. I said that the Elfrid Payton thing was gonna hurt us next year. And it did because everyone knew we needed an upgrade from Elfrid, so we got Kemba. But if Tibbs just started IQ last year when the numbers all said that he should start and he had a healthy Rose coming off the bench. When we got Derrick Rose, Elfrid Payton should have been put in a rocket ship and sent to Mars. Like he did not need to play another minute because we had Rose as a safety blanket. We could have started quickly, and anytime quickly was struggling, anytime Tibbs was, it's a rookie, I'm not feeling comfortable with him, he had Derrick Rose. We had a two-man point guard rotation, and I am 100% sure Quickly would have succeeded. Not 95%. I'm 100% sure. He's done nothing but prove it when he's on the floor. And then going into this offseason, we would have had more information, and we wouldn't have signed Kemba Walker, and we would have gone into this season better. And the same shit is going to happen next year. We have no information, and we're going to have some sort of struggle next season with one of the third year, one of the fourth year guys. And the three of us will look back at this and we'll say, yeah, well, they're behind in their development because we didn't do it in year 2 or year 1. So this shit has long-term ramifications that we just don't even know exist yet.
Yeah. Jordan Bob says, who plays more minutes next season, IQ or Burks at point guard?
Burks won't be on the team.
Note, he says, note, Thibs makes this obvious decision question a problem.
Yeah. we were getting these questions last stream too, and it was like they just ask it to make us mad. Like,
and look, the problem is like it's not even making us mad because like it's true. That's the worst part. I wish I were kidding. I wish I was kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we dead ass were like, nah, Tip's gonna find his way. No, he's not.
Yeah, that the old story about that 65-year-old who figured it out. Like get out of here, man. Like,
you can't teach an old dog new tricks, bro. You can't.
This gets to the next comment. Virgil X says Thibs is like Stan Van Gundy, 2 dinosaurs. There's no room for coaches from the bygone era. No, there is no room.
Bro, I was last. I was like, yeah, man, he not Stan Van Gundy. He hooping. No,
nah.
New rule. If you as a coach can remember the Civil Rights era, you can't coach no more. Thompson was born in the 1950s. He was 8 when like Martin Luther King, like when Civil Rights Act in 1964 passed, he was 8 years old. He remembers some shit. The way he be coaching, I know he remembers some shit. He's like, y'all using the water fountains y'all not supposed to use. He be having flashbacks. I can't have that. I can't have that from my coach, bro. I need acceptance and equality from my coach, and my coach needs to be in the same age group. I need my coach to listen to Young Thug. That's my new rule. If my coach can't listen to Young Thug, I don't want my coach to be coaching.
Thibs probably doesn't even know like who that is or if that
Young Thug
person.
You mean Obi? Yo, Thug. You be Farad Hunt? Who is this man? Oh, this is the Off the Rails. This is the Off the Rails podcast because we got to do this shit for the rest of the season. I'm getting these jokes out one way and the other.
Oh man. But yeah, we can't have no more old coaches. Like all of y'all, man. Whoever advocates for, I don't even know who still advocates for Mark Jackson anymore. God bless your soul.
Stop it.
But
stop it.
We don't need any more of those era of coaches.
Keep that waffle-colored warlock away from my damn team. I'm not saying it again. Please keep. Oh, don't get me started on Mark Jackson. I don't need this.
I just think Mark talking about LeBron's wife is like the funniest thing ever. So like if we hire him like just for that clip, if we get a year of that clip, 80, I'll laugh 80 times.
If we thought the Fizdale sayings were bad, all the Mark Jackson sayings, man, like he says all the cliche stuff, but like in the most like way worse ways. Like
Mark Jackson gonna create a culture that's like not built for this era. And not in a good way, neither. Like, you don't want Mark Jackson putting holy water on dude's ankles, putting Robitussin in brakes. You don't want that shit. Coach, my ankle. Coach, my ankle. I got an ankle sprain. I got that holy water. I'm going to pray over it. Oh, my shot up on the ankle. Like, you don't want that, man. Why do you want Mark Jackson? Why do you want Jeff Van Gundy? Just listen to them on TV. Or in my case, just put them on mute. Like, we don't want that. We like Kenny Atkinson too. Stop it. Yeah. If I hear Mark Jackson, Kenny Atkinson, Jeff Van Gundy, any three of those names, I want you fired out of a cannon because I don't want to hear you guys rehashing old coaches. Yeah. Treating the Kenny Atkinson like he Phil Jackson in his prime. Y'all need to get some shame.
Let me get to some more comments because we actually got a couple of great ones that will probably help us, But anyways, R&R, is it wrong to think Zion is more gettable since he can say he'll only resign with the Knicks while Donovan is under contract for a few years?
I mean, if you're getting Zion, you want to get rid of Obi and Julius.
It doesn't have to be Obi, right? Him and Obi.
They would probably want like a young player back, and Obi would probably make a lot of sense.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like putting it together.
Not to mention like Zion is going to command like 30. Like let's say like 30 around 35 minutes a game. So like, do you really want Obi in that case? I'm not sure. Especially when you have to pay Obi. That's the thing. Like you have to pay Obi. So do you want to pay a high level backup? I don't think so. Like, do you even think you can be able to keep him, especially if somebody else pays for him? I don't think so. So like, you have to decide between Obi.
Yeah, why can't Obi and Zion play together? That would be.
They can play together. They can play together, but like, how much do you want to pay your backup? That's my question. Especially if you're like keeping.
I wouldn't
like,
make him a backup. I would just say fuck it and go small and embrace them running every other team out of the gym. Like
I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening because like I don't know what team's gonna run like a Zion Obi front court like getting like 30 minutes a game. You're giving that's a layup line. I'm a perfect about that's a layup line. Even with the strides Obi made on defense, that's a layup line. And you're relying on Zion to like be a defender, which is like not something he's really good for, as yet at least. Like if he trims weight and he can like move more on the perimeter, then sure I could buy it. But like Obi Zion front court defense just feels like Swiss cheese.
But the thing is,
like put me and Sam in the court and we're scoring.
But the thing is, with Zion, he's a really unique case where you need a big next to him who can do the chasing power forwards around the perimeter and also offer some semblance of rim protection. And Obi actually does both of those things.
Yeah, like I think, like I always say his name on this podcast, but like you need like a Miles Turner to make that work, you know?
Yeah.
I told you.
I agree.
I hate saying his name. I really do because the people are like Miles Turner. Where? Yeah, Preacher Nick, by the way. Yeah, like I get crazy over Miles Turner. Don't say his name either. But I'm making a list. I'm making a list, and I'm making sure like if I see any of these names, I'm telling y'all to go fuck yourselves.
Jordan Bub, the Knicks MVP of the season, is
the end of it.
Nice.
I'm done.
Most valuable player this season. I mean,
Mitchell Robinson technically, but like Alec Burks.
MVP.
If we're going off EPM and like all the advanced stats is Mitchell Robinson, but like if we're going off actuality, it's Alec Burks because Alec Burks was playing minutes. He was giving us buckets.
This is an awful troll.
Yeah,
this is an awful troll.
Yeah, there's no MVP of the season. The MVP of the season are us, the fans. Cause we watch this shit. Yeah, there's no MVP of the season. Like everybody in this team like stunk for at least 2 months at a time. So, like every person on this team had like a 2 month stretch where they were just garbage. So, yeah.
Isn't it definitely just Quickly?
Well, Quickly stunk until like All-Star break, like post All-Star break. Quickly was.
Did he actually stink or did shots just?
He wasn't shooting well.
He wasn't shooting well, but like he was shooting us in games. Like what do you hear?
But like
that Thunder game, he shot us.
There was a million other factors into why.
I know. I agree, but at the same time, like he was a positive player, but like his shot was broken from like say October to.
There were some stretches in between.
He had a really good November. But like October, after he got COVID and he came back, and then like I think he was bad in October. He really put it together in November. December he got COVID, and then he came back January was like losing his touch, and then post All-Star break he was on fire.
After having COVID and seeing what it does to you, I like personally, I cannot blame these players for coming back and playing like garbage. Like,
yeah, I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
I am still getting my breathing together after having it. Like, I still have moments where I'm out of breath after doing simple tasks.
Yeah,
like, that shit really messes with you. Like, so the fact that these guys are playing basketball after having it, I can't even imagine like running upstairs after having this, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I just feel like when you look at the impact stats. Quickly is the only one who's a consistent positive with everybody. Julius Randle had a positive net rating this year playing with Quickly. Like Julius freaking Randle won the minutes he played with Quickly.
Yeah, we're going from Julius Randle to Julius freaking Randle. We are in hell. Damn.
I don't know. I agree with you, by the way, that Mitch is a good answer. RJ just until the All-Star break wasn't very good. And then he was good. And Burks, I know this made Sam mad, but if Tibbs didn't exist, Burks would be a fine answer because he was probably the most consistent from start to finish. He was probably the most consistent player.
Like Burks off the bench probably could have won.
Man, Burks off the bench earlier in the season, man, that was a cheat code.
Him and Rose were cooking.
Bro, they were cooking bench units. Cooking. Remember that game against Milwaukee in the Garden?
Oh, bro, the bench unit was going against the world, like the defending champions, and was going toe to toe with them.
Taj Gibson battling in the.
Bro, Taj Gibson was with Giannis putting him in shackles, and I was like, what Knicks basketball is about. And then, like, down the stretch against the Hornets, they were hooping. I just, man, Tom Thibodeau, you need to answer for these crimes.
Next Knicks award from Jordan Bubb. Knicks Rookie of the Year is
Grimes because default.
Grimes by default, yeah. He's the one that played the most minutes and was able to produce the most. So.
Yeah, Deuce was shooting
he's
like
the
me
best.
an open gym.
And then second choice, it would probably be Sims. Because like he finally started to get some minutes towards the end of the year. Because, front office held a gun to his head and told Thibs to play him.
They were like, yeah, we're not doing the Nerlens Noel shit. Nerlens, you feel healthy? Yeah, but I'm about to suit up. And they're like, Tip showing by starting IQ. Okay, it took injuries to Julius, Grimes.
It took after after dying, basically, and like the last game of the season for Thibs to finally start IQ in the point guard position.
Like, look at this. Look at how many people were out for this lineup. So, Rose, Kemba, McBride was also out.
RJ,
Grimes was also out. And
Mitch Noel.
So it took like 6 rotation players at the beginning of the year for quickly to get a start.
Yeah, it's
wild.
Yeah.
But you're wrong. You're wrong, Tyrese, for thinking that he should have started earlier. You're clearly
you're wrong because you don't watch the film
three times. Next most of the boys, Julius Randle.
Yeah, it's Julius by Julius by like a country mile.
Yeah, Julius like Usain bolted that shit.
Yeah, he's like
looking back at the camera, smiling like it was this.
It doesn't need any explanation either here.
But we got stats this year. And that's what matters. We got the first pair of 20-point Knicks scorers since like Melo and Amari. We did it. Go team.
Interesting fact about Obi's 40-point game today: the 5th Knick this season. Have a 40-point game. If you told me 5 Knicks were gonna have a 40-point game this year, I'd be like, "Oh, we a 50-win team and we're going to the playoffs." Like, easy money. But no, like some of these 40-point games, like the Evan Fournier one was hilarious because it was just like
it was a heater of all heaters.
He really hates Boston for some reason. I don't know how bad his time in Boston was that he just has to light them up every time.
It's Boston.
The Kemba 40-point game set us back. Like, no doubt about it.
It was so hype in the moment, though. I was so excited. I was like, yeah.
It set us back. That and the triple-double. Kemba week. That's officially Kemba week. Kemba week set us back.
That was the worst week in Knicks history from like a team building standpoint. But for like the New Yorkers who watched the UConn run, I was like 12 years old. I was like, yeah.
I guess Kemba is like a second close behind.
No, but like Kemba was supposed to be like he was $8 million.
Yeah, he was a low person. So
Julius has to buy a country mile. Probably like Julius, Kemba, and Burks.
And Noel. Noel.
Oh, Noel too. My God, yeah. Noel hasn't even played so much that I forgot he existed for a minute.
It's his birthday today. It's actually his birthday today. I was like, oh wait, shit. It's his birthday today.
Did they even post it?
They did. I was like, oh wait, is Nerlens Noel's birthday today? Because I actually forgot he was on the team.
I thought I didn't even see a Knicks birthday post. I thought they forgot he was on the
team. Leon Rose the gun. Put the fucking post up. But here's the place since October. Put the post up.
I didn't even see it. Like usually I see the birthday post or like the NBA post. I mean, the NBA probably thought that they probably forgot he was on the team too. Because I usually see the NBA post like people's birthdays early in the day, and it's just like, all right, I guess they forgot too. Shit.
Oh my God.
Knicks front office best move this past season was
the draft maneuvering when they got Grimes.
Yeah, the draft.
Yeah, because they got the first pick.
It's the only thing that they seem to be
signing Archie Diacono is pretty cool.
they got the White Theo Pinson. You can't.
That's White Theo Pinson.
Couldn't even get Theo Pinson back. We signed White Theo Pinson. Tom Thibodeau. I got my eye on you. Tom Thibodeau. You tried to affirmative action.
It's funny how everyone knew that as soon as they signed Archie Diacono, they were like, "Oh, this is White Pinson."
We signed him 3 times, bro. We gave him 10-day, then the rest of the season. Like, come on, man. And you tell me Theo Pinson could get a roster spot? Wayne Selden was holding on a roster spot.
They could have just brought Pinson back and had all the vibes of last year.
Exactly. Theo Pinson, we would have been down by 20. Theo Pinson.
Woo, y'all got it. Don't worry, y'all. Y'all got this. The comeback against when Portland was coming back against us.
Theo Pinson would have been the huddle right there. We got this.
We got this, y'all. Stay confident. Stay firm, y'all.
No, dead ass. They should sign him back next year. I'm not even joking. Sign him back next year.
Oh, for sure. Bring back all the vibes.
Legitimately, Theo Pinson was the key.
Yo, the Mavs signed him, and they got all the vibes that we had.
Like, come on now.
They got all the vibes that we had last
year.
year.
Theo Pinson is a winning basketball player. My column.
There has to be a study done this offseason on teams' winning percentages when Theo Pinson's on their roster.
I want to see
I
miss our bench mouth.
Way up there.
I miss us chanting in the huddle. Like, who you win. Like, the content from putting out last year was so fun. It was all Theo, too, man. I miss Theo.
Great guy. Theo, come back. Sorry,
Please.
This front office is racist.
For real.
Knicks front office worst move of this season was not bringing back Theo Pinson.
Yeah. Like, because they didn't have a bad move this offseason. They really didn't have a bad move.
The Noel contract. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it looks really bad now. Like, it looks really bad. Like,
but then again, it's expiring, so like it doesn't matter.
True.
It's expiring.
I take that back. By the way, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Like, he got paid like a starter, and Mitch was still hurt. So like, I'm not mad at them like bringing him back. I wouldn't have done it, but like they brought him back.
It's like when you see what Sims is now, it's like, man,
yeah,
you really did not have to bring him back.
But it was bad. It was bad at the time because if we were getting like.
If you were gonna draft a center
Taj was better than him last year.
Mm-hmm.
Taj was better. I said in summer league Sims was better. I said it in summer league. I'm like, yeah, Sims gonna be better.
Yeah, exactly. So you could have gone into this season with Mitch 1, Taj 2,
Sims 3.
Yep.
Oh man, Tibbs, man, hilarious guy.
Do you guys remember like 10 games into the season when Tibbs benched Mitch for Noel? Like, that has just slid under the radar. Nobody even talks about that anymore.
I forgot about that shit.
That
shit pissed me off too.
Yeah, that's just like another ridiculous decision he made that we're just supposed to ignore. Like, yeah, I'm sure he's gonna figure it out next year.
People like, yeah, Nerlens Noel's gonna give us that energy off the bench. Like, and Nerlens Noel couldn't even play like games back to back. I'm gonna say how many games Nerlens played like back to back. He played.
Didn't play any.
Okay, let's see. He played 4 games back to back, got hurt. 4 games back to back, got hurt. 1 game got hurt. 2 games got hurt.
You just made a paper mache.
And 6 games and then got hurt. And he hasn't played in 20. Okay, no, he hasn't played in 2020. He just played 1 game, got hurt. 2 games got hurt. 5 games got hurt. And he hasn't played since February 7th.
It feels longer than that somehow. Like, it feels like we haven't seen him since December for some reason.
It's like the last 3 games, he put up 5 points, 2 points, 0 points, 5 points, 0 points, and then he was hurt. Like, all season he was hurt.
Dude has made a paper mache, like I said. Eric McLaurin says Tibbs isn't coming back. Pray to God you're right. They were just too nice to fire him during the season. Hope you're right about that too.
Yeah, but like
I don't know.
All the reports and what Leon Rose said today, which we can talk about now. So basically, Leon Rose basically had one of those nothing statement interviews with Mike Breen before tonight's
that
game.
people were like clamoring for, by the way.
People were clamoring for, he hasn't spoken to the media. Where is Leon Rose? He's hiding. Is he scared? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he comes out, he says a whole bunch of nothing statements, basically all the stuff that like every front office is saying. But for some reason, Knicks fans take it to heart that he did not discuss with us in depth his offseason plans in full detail. I mean,
nothing came out of this interview.
Nothing came out of it. He just spoke to the media, said everything that like you're supposed to say as the front office guy. Like, development was key. This was a disappointing season.
We believe
Randall wants to be here. Blah, 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 blah. Like all the good stuff that like is a bunch of nothing statements that every front office is going to say. But for some reason, Knicks fans, they take it so personal to heart when the front office doesn't tell them in detail that we are going to trade for Donovan Mitchell. We're going to try and trade for Zion. We're going to sign so-and-so. We're going to draft this player at this position that it's not even it's not even detailed to us. We haven't even been selected in the lottery yet, but this is who we're going to select with that lottery pick.
We're getting Jaden Ivey. How? We're getting Jaden Ivey.
This is
I think we get Jaden Ivey.
This is what fans want to hear, though.
You're not going to get anything from Leon Rose talking because he won't talk. Like no front office person.
None of the front offices are going to do this. They're not gonna tell you their plans in detail. Like, I just don't know what people wanted to hear him say. Like, please tell me what you want to say. If you're one of those people, please leave a comment, whether you're in the stream now or later, when I will check the comments after the fact of this stream. Please leave a comment telling me what you wanted to hear Leon Rose say in full detail. I really just want to know, because like I don't get what they wanted him to say. Like, were they gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna fire Thibs this offseason"? Like, who says that? What front office says they're gonna fire their coach?
But he
before
was
the last
like
game of the
overly
season?
he was like overly complimentary of him too, though. I
Yeah,
don't know. I feel like he if he was planning on I mean, I could end up being way wrong, but to me, if he was planning on even considering firing Tibbs, I think he would have been more political about it. But he didn't have to be like, "Look, we think Tibbs is one of the best coaches in the league."
Yeah. I mean, he did sound overly complimentary of him. But that could also be like a ruse too.
Top 5 moments from Knicks season. Check the comments now.
Mhm.
Top 5 moments. RJ 46, Kemba triple double, IQ triple doubles.
RJ game winner.
RJ game winner and
The
opening
comeback
night.
and the game winner all together too.
Yeah,
that
and
comeback was crazy.
opening night.
Oof, opening night is top 1 for me just because I was in the building for that game.
We get it. You got money, bro.
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Colin, you got
I'm
money.
just saying.
Sam is 6'2", by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's bragging about his height. He's bragging about going to Knicks game. What is this?
I gotta throw shoes at you at Twitter again, bro. You getting reckless. I can't do this no more.
Bro, that literally was the only game I went to this season too. Thankfully, like imagine having to shell out money for like more of these games.
You got money, bro. Why didn't you go to more games,
bro?
You could have been out here going to games and saving us from the season, but nah, you wanted to be stingy with your money.
The Clippers game was pretty fun. That was a pretty fun moment this year.
Was it top 5?
It's top 10. I think
top 10, but like top 5 was definitely like half of it with the Celtics
because like
games.
the Knicks kids took over that Clippers game.
Yeah, like half of the top 5 is just like beating the Celtics.
Man,
the games were fun. But
let me pull up some more comments. Ooh, this is a good one. Not a really good one, but Knicks' worst loss of the season.
Well, we lost to the fucking Pelicans.
The Pelicans game was bad. We were at home, and that was our.
We got blown out. That was our home stretch.
And Jose Alvarado had like one of the best homecoming games for a young player from New York.
Oh, the Cavs game where Ricky Rubio turned to the Steph. Easy. That was the worst loss of the season because like he went 7 of 8, bro. He did not miss a 3. The only 3 he missed was like a half court heave.
Bro, that game pissed me off so bad.
Thank you for reminding me of that game. Oh, I hate this damn team.
The Magic games, when we lost to them too, when Cole Anthony went crazy.
To me, it's the 3 straight home games. The 3 straight home games against the Blazers, Thunder, and Nets when we had 20-point leads in all 3 games and lost all 3 of them. There's
so many losses to think of.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
The Magic game where Terrence Ross went dumb for one of his rare performances that year.
The Cam Johnson game winner.
Bro.
Will you bank that shit in?
Anytime we get a banked on 3 against us, it's always on a West Coast trip. Like I remember James Johnson hit a bank 3 against us to win the game at the buzzer for the Kings, like back in 2013, 2014.
I don't want to talk about this shit no more. This hurt. That one hurt.
Oh man. This was a funny one. Shout out to not even shout out. Screw Tommy D. But this is in reference to Tommy D. Who do you think had a higher MSR?
I heard that shit in a minute.
So wait, I'm sorry. What is modern score rating?
MSR, Tommy D's
that's
analytics.
Tommy D's metric, his metric analytics.
Oh my god.
That was the last season.
All right. I'm cool. I'm glad I've never heard of that. Good lord.
He calls himself an Emmy award-winning coach and scout.
Oh my god.
Man, that's gotta be like weird for that guy. Like he is oh my gosh. Just like No, I don't understand. Like every interaction he had, does he have any interactions with people who like are like, yeah, you're right, or like
He's just in Stacy's and
just
Swin's
himself.
mentions.
Just himself telling himself that.
it's
So he
so
just be
weird.
like he just be in a random mentions on Nick's Twitter. Like Benji be getting Tommy D hate mail, and it's just like, bro, get a life. What does Benji do? Like Benji does nothing but put up like recaps and
threads and
grades. When I keep puts up a floater, it's sustainable. Yes, because floaters like he's shooting like 43% of floaters, something like really good. He's taking a lot less than he did last year.
Oh, for sure. I
And
like that
they're
he's diversified everything.
and they have gotten more efficient as a result. Like quickly shot profile is fine. All he needs to do is just like I can't even say he needs to refine it because like the way he's been shooting post All-Star break is like 65 true shooting. So just keep doing what you do and hit more free throws, please, because like the free throws went out of the window.
And hit more threes. Like he's just a better shooter than he was this season, or he should be. But to answer Virgil's question, or to expand on Tyrese's answer, sorry. I don't think the rate he shot floaters at his rookie season would be sustainable. But
Unless he was like Trae Young.
Right. But I think what he showed this season, his improved ability to get to the rim, I think the floater will always be a part of his game. So
and it's good to have different like aspects that you can like different weapons you can use in different situations.
Yeah.
Because every now and then he still backs it out, but like it's not his go-to move anymore. So like
which is good.
It's harder for teams to scheme.
He's getting to the rim a lot more. He's getting to the rim a ton. And like he's been shooting like 59% of the rim, and just like that's good. Like he doesn't need to be insanely efficient on it, but as long as he gets there and can like break down defenses and pass out to them, and the way he's been passing out the drives has been really, really elite. No complaints. Like quickly shooting the way he shoots for an entire season will be like, damn, like he'd be like a really high level role player, if not a French star. Like he's basically doing what Tyrese Maxey is doing for the Sixers, but he's doing it way more efficiently and like way better passing and way better shooting and much getting to the rim way more. Like, yeah.
And he's a better defender, right?
Yes. Significantly so.
And the last comment before we head out of here that I'm going to address is this one. Great way to end things off. Top 5 dream offseason move. Being realistic is for losers, he says.
Give me Giannis, give me Luka, give me Tatum, give me Donovan Mitchell, give me who
else Donovan Mitchell's in your top 5 dream gets. We believe very different levels in Mitchell.
Okay, I mean like all right, top 5 dream gets. Okay, like we're just talking like okay, give me 30-year-old Kevin Durant, give me 26-year-old Steph Curry. Give me peak LeBron. Give me Giannis right now, and give me
prime Dwight Howard.
Nah.
Prime Shaq.
Huh?
Prime Shaq.
There we go. I need like the fucking 99. Like I need like all 2000s decade team.
Nah, but for me, I think
06 Kobe.
For me, it's obviously getting Zion without having to give up much, and like. Yeah, from there you just like you obviously you trim all the veteran fat off this roster, like
and SGA. If they can,
if you get Zion and SGA,
if you get Zion and SGA and pair those two with RJ, give up all the picks and kids and just that's your big 3. That's the dream, in my opinion.
That's a pretty good.
And I love Quickly and I love Obi, but like,
yeah,
if I knew that I could get the 2 of them, I'd pretty much give it all up.
Yeah, I can't fault you there, man. I can't fault you.
Right. That's a good
great starting point. And on that note, we bid you all.
We're free. We are all free.
I thank everyone for pulling up to these streams. You know, sometimes, especially when we first started, the late night ones weren't that much people pulling up, but you know, we appreciate it anyways because you know, we love talking Knicks even when they're losing. And we'll probably still end up talking Knicks in the off season. It's all a matter of like what news comes out, draft, all that good stuff. So this won't be the last rundown, but this is the last post-game rundown. Make sure you like and subscribe. Appreciate all the comments, all the questions, all the takes from everyone that came in, especially for today's stream. Really helped us flow easily through everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Hawkeye says, who are we taking for our NBA champions? I have Bucks on the repeat.
I got Suns.
Yeah, I'd go with the Suns, but A Suns Bucks rematch would be a lot of fun.
I think that's probably what's going to happen. It's going to be Suns Bucks, and I feel like the Bucks.
I would not mind that because last finals was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get how it got so much hate. I don't understand how like you have these random people who root for like the Pacers who are like, "Oh my god, these finals are so boring. Give me the Lakers and Celtics again." Like who? Why? What is this obsession with big markets? I don't understand. This was a great final.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, we thank y'all all for tuning in. We will definitely be back. Just a matter of when. And yeah, peace out. Enjoy the
Peace.
off season.
Because we're free.